Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a short video to show the differences in my P85 compared to the 100D loaner that I had. So as I noted in the 100D loaner video, the dashboard and the door panels have a textured leather on them, whereas the newer Teslas have a smooth leather. Which one you prefer? Obviously, personal preference. I'm not sure which one I prefer. Actually, to be honest, I do think that the smooth leather that the newer ones have looks a little bit more modern. Whether or not that's your thing, you know, that's personal preference. Now, another thing that I had noticed in the loaner was that right in these door cubbies, you know, to open the door, there was a material in here which was basically just Alcantara lining, and in my P85 it's just smooth plastic. So that's definitely another change that they've made. And then if you take a look at the rear view mirror, considerably larger in my P85, and you can see out the entire back window because the rear seats don't block, you know, the sides. So I think that's why they went with the smaller one on the newer models. I prefer the larger one. I can understand that maybe they were trying to optimize front viewing and it wasn't worth it to have as big of a rear view mirror if you couldn't actually see out the back. And so you get more frontal view because you really can't see out the back on the other one, but it's considerably, the other one was, the one from the 100D was considerably smaller, probably something more like that. So that's a big difference. And then, obviously the trims are different. They don't have, you know, the different wood options that they used to have. They don't have this leather color anymore. It's now more of a cream that they offer. This trim around the center display is different on the newer cars. It has kind of a flowing look to it, whereas this bottom area right here is completely flat, and then it's just lined with aluminum. I do not have the center console that the newer cars have. Instead, I have a yacht floor, which I find this to be very, very, very convenient. Just for, you know, you get fast food, you throw the bag there, or you're picking up food to bring home, you throw the bag there. You know, you go shopping at the grocery store, throw the bags there. My wife, when she's driving with me, she puts her giant, you know, baby bag purse thing there. So I like that. I also have an insert that you can put in here that will hold 2 drink cups. And if you do, you know, want the drinks, I actually feel like it's more versatile to just have the yacht floor than to have the center console. I prefer that. Obviously, personal preference there. So, as far as the look of the interior goes, I feel like the older cars with the materials that they had available kind of had that mid-century modern look going for it. And I know that they've kind of shifted more to a modern space age look. It's the same interior, but just the materials that they choose to make available makes a big difference with that. Now, if you notice right here, I noted this on the 100D, that the cutout was nice and smooth around here. But if you look here, it looks as if when they were manufacturing it, they just kind of like bent it around this portion. And so there's a little crease there. I don't know if this is on all of the earlier cars or if mine was just had a manufacturing defect. But I've noticed that mine has that little crease right here. Now, another thing, if you look at the aluminum pieces, this little dimple, I've seen this on other first-gen cars, which makes me think that it's maybe the pour point, if this was like a cast aluminum part, or maybe there was some type of something that held onto it here in the machining process, however they produce this part. And I've noticed that dimple exists on other cars that are early, but are not on the newer cars. Now, you can also find these dimples on some of the other metal pieces throughout the car. And so I think it's just that they've improved their process in making these parts to the point that those don't exist anymore. But I definitely have them in my car. So, the 100D also has rear cup holders that come out of the center console. Mine doesn't have that. I don't really notice a difference in the headliner. Now, I have the center bar. Their car had all glass roof, so that's different. And since mine's an earlier car, my center bar isn't even covered in Alcantara. I actually plan to take this to a upholstery shop and get that done so that it's consistent. And let me see if I can think of anything else that's different. Oh, steering wheel. Steering wheel is a big difference. Not in what it looks like, but the actual feel of the steering wheel on my P85. It's very firm, and it has a heavy feel to it. And the leather feels different, probably because it's real leather, and the 100D, I think, is fake leather because they've switched everything over to synthetic. And it's firmer. And the 100D, I noticed immediately that the steering wheel had a feeling as being like, as if it was hollow, or there was some space inside of it that if you press on it, there was some give to it. And that may be that I don't have the heated steering wheel that some of the newer cars have, or it may be something else completely different. But I do prefer the feeling of the steering wheel on my P85. I also felt that the steering in sport mode on my P85 is firmer than the sport mode that was on the 100D, and I was surprised by that because I expected them to be similar. But there's definitely a difference in weight in the steering between my P85 and the 100D loaner that I had. I thought that was interesting. Don't really notice many differences on the door panel. Obviously, the 100D had white door panels, and this one does not. They did seem to have made a change in this part right here on the 100D. I think they brought it in a little bit because it's easy to rub this and break the leather there. That's a common thing with many of the earlier cars, and I think they changed it just a little bit so it's less likely that you rub. That may be a minor thing, but it did seem like the part was a little bit different there. Again, on the rear view mirror, or not rear view mirror, the sun visors, they've changed the sun visors. The warning here is right in the middle. I don't really like that. They had put the warning more off to the side here, and the actual warning on, or like a look inside for the warning, and then the actual warning was on the inside. I did like that. Vanity mirrors. So this is, they changed this a little bit. And on that side as well, you see the warning sticker. Never been a big fan of those. But, you know, they're required by law to have that there. Even though I think at this point, everybody knows that, you know, safest place for kids is in the back seat. Don't put kids in the front seat because of airbags. Even with the safety features where it knows if there's a passenger in there, that could always fail. So, that's it, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know which interior you prefer. Do you like the 100D interior with the white and the carbon fiber? Or do you like this, you know, Obici wood, you know, tan leather interior of my P85? I know that I prefer this combination better. It was the one that I was looking for when I purchased this car, and just happened to be what was available when I was looking through the CPOs. And so, yes, I really like my car. I actually prefer it overall over the 100D. The performance is similar. It has more fun to it when you really get on it, because you feel the rear end slip a little bit. And I come from a background of high performance rear wheel drive cars, so I like that. Now, if you're not into the, you know, the oversteer, you'd probably prefer the all-wheel drive. A lot of people like all-wheel drive. It's completely personal preference. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think, and down in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.